Now that I actually have my jersey on proper, I actually do have one low I definitely need to mention. And no, it's not, well, it is the fact that it's cold out, but, I really should have, and come to think of it, I kind of really should have pieced together that being cold out would really correlate with this particular time of year for me and my family. And I'm so stupid I didn't mention this on Friday, but 2 years ago on Friday was the day that my grandfather passed. And I feel so stupid I didn't dedicate that video to him. But I guess I'll do that here. So, January 21st, 2020 is the day that's really going to stick out to me and the rest of my family. And, again, I'm not going to pretend like one of the last things he said to me before he died was, I can't just ignore it. I mean, he legitimately said he was disappointed on me on my birthday. And yet, I also can't ignore all of the other times he showed love and support for me for over 30 years of my life. Albeit, again, those final days really weren't the greatest. So, and I put this on my Facebook and Instagram too, but obviously I can't say for certain what life would be like if he was still here. I mean, again, he died right before the pandemic. A part of me used to think that the reason why the pandemic happened is because he died, but obviously that's not remotely true. But the timing couldn't be perfect, right? Couldn't be more perfect, I mean. So, again, I may never know what life would be like if he was still here. Who knows? Maybe the pandemic wouldn't have happened. I don't know. Maybe things would be different, other than me saying that he's still here, stuff like that. But I do know I'll never forget him. I'll never forget him, nor could I ever express enough how much he's missed. Not just by me either, but from everyone in my family and everyone else who knew him. So before I continue this video, I actually have two stories about him. One heartwarming and one very funny. I'll do the funny one first. I was a sophomore in college, and I just finished having a phone call with my father. And my father told me that I should wish my grandfather a happy birthday, because it was his birthday that day. He turned 77, I believe. And I called him, and I was in the habit of having anyone on speaker on my phone. So I wished him a happy birthday, because this was like really late at night, because he went to bed pretty early, like 9:30, like somewhere in that area. So this is late for him. So I'm actually kind of surprised I got him, which would probably lead into what wound up happening. So I call him, I have him on speaker, I wish him a happy birthday, and we say a few words, and I'm waiting for him to hang up. So right before he does, I hear, "Jesus Christ," and then he hangs up. What can I say? It's easily the funniest thing he ever did, in my opinion. But again, that's just me. And now let's get on to the heartwarming one. As you guys know, I've ran 4 marathons. Specifically, all of them or the wine glass marathon in my area. It starts in Bath and goes to Campbell, or Savona, then Campbell, then all the way back to Corning. There would be a specific spot in Savona where my grandfather would wait for me and wave. He then would meet up with me back in Painted Post to wait over by a place that used to be called Rambler's Rest. It's torn down. They had the best milkshakes ever, though. And he was there for me when I was done. And I gave him a big hug. And as heartwarming as that is, it actually gets better. Because after the first marathon I ran, my mom told me to write thank you notes for people who saw me. Okay. So I did. But honestly, I did try and put effort into what I wrote. And based on what I wrote, and keep in mind, I wrote that, I want to, I said, I can't express enough how much I appreciate the love and support you've given me in my life. A couple days later, he left a phone message. And he said that, thank you for the card you gave me, and I hope to be there all the days of your life. Full disclosure, even then I knew one day that wasn't going to be true anymore. But I didn't expect it to happen like that. I mean, the man died of cancer. There was nothing really anyone could, do. And, anyone with half a brain will tell you that once cancer metastasizes, the end is all but nigh. That's what wound up happening. He actually had a throat cancer, in case anyone's wondering what specific kind of cancer it was. I actually did the math. He was in my life for 10,981 days. Now, granted, obviously, I didn't see him every single one of those days, obviously. But that's well over 30 years. And, 10,981, I don't care what you say. That's a pretty big number, if you ask me, But I guess if I learned anything from what happened to Betty White dying, it's imagine living an incredibly long time and you thinking after they're gone that it wasn't long enough. So yeah. Maybe I would have wanted to see him around a little more. Or maybe my family would have been horribly lucky and the pandemic happens and maybe COVID would get him. I don't know. But again, I'll never forget him. And I will miss him till my dying day. Even if, seriously, there are times I don't think I'm thinking about him, I'm thinking about him. And yeah, I should probably get this out of the way too. We called him Bobo. I mean, not that I preferred that name or anything, but if I'm ever a grandfather myself, I don't want to be called Bobo. I guess Grandpa Nick would be fine, I guess, if I was ever a grandpa. First things first, I have to find myself the right lady, you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe. Although it's looking like for the 32nd year in a row, I'm going to be single for Valentine's Day. Man, this video is just becoming sadder and sadder. And I'm starting to get emotional a little bit. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I thought I was about to cry, but no. Oh, tears are welling up, but it's not like serious yet. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, I guess I can talk about some football. So my high is the fact that I did spend this weekend with my mom and my dad for the most part. It was very nice. We got to have dinner. We ordered from Sources and we brought it home. And my act of kindness was, as you can imagine, I helped set up the table and get everyone's silverware and stuff. So that was very nice. In case anyone's wondering what we ordered, my mom ordered. I think both my mom and my dad ordered the homemade spaghetti, but my dad got his. My mom got hers with the meatballs, and my dad got his with sausage. Me, I just got my Delmonico. That's my plan. It's become my plan A because now they don't have the prime rib special at Sorges for now. But the Delmonico is now my plan B / plan A. At this point, you guys all know the shrimp scampi is my plan C. But the Delmonico with melted blue cheese on top, and side order fries, Italian crumble bill with extra onions on my side. I love my onions. And I do get myself some soup as well because it's really good minestrone soup. And good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. So, wow, I didn't expect this to be so family-oriented and heartwarming and kind of emotional as it was, but here you go. And you know what? It actually just kind of makes sense that I did talk about my grandfather. Because he was a Buffalo Bills fan, and the Bills have a big game today. Needless to say, I'm rooting for the Bills, especially considering what happened yesterday. For those of you who don't know, and it's still boggling my mind over this, both number 1 seeds are out. The Titans and the Packers both lost. What? So, yeah, I have some corrections to make. So, my number 9 pick is simply having both number 1 seeds go against each other in the Super Bowl. Hold on. That one is now officially gone. What the? Okay. It's now officially gone. What the heck? Hold on. Let me start over. This is so embarrassing. If I can. Okay, something is wrong here. Alright, what is going on? This is so... Alright, apparently... Hold on. Okay. This is getting ridiculous. Okay, I'll just say with game. So my number 9, that's gone, as both Titans and Packers are out. And the Titans versus the Rams, that one's gone too. As well as the Chiefs versus the Packers. But I saw the Chiefs versus the Buccaneers in number 1. So There you go. Apparently now, even though I've legitimately been using like Word on my computer, but I don't have like a Microsoft account or something. It's weird. It's stupid, but yeah. So, I guess I could talk about my grandfather a little bit more, if that helps. I mean, don't really know what else I could say, other than the fact that my mom would talk to him every day. He was a great card player, although he gets so animated if he lost. Um, he called me Nikolai Nicolorum, stuff like that. He was a graduate of St. Bonaventure University. He played basketball for him. And actually, I meant to, if I wasn't wearing this jersey, I'd be able to show you proper, but this is a shirt for the Curtis Museum. For those of you who don't know, up in Hammondsport, which is pretty much where he lived, up in Cuckoo Lake. Yeah, he lived in Cuckoo Lake all year round. That's really cool. And he was actually a curator for the Curtis Museum. If you don't know what that museum is, it's actually famous for planes and stuff like all throughout the years. And he was a curator and did some work for him there. In his last years, he was still doing that. So, yeah. Wearing my Curtis Museum shirt. Not of you, Bobo. Can't believe I just called him that on camera. So silly. But family isn't silly. But honestly, you know what? Family is not silly. Family is awesome. Whether they're alive or no longer living. So, well, I'm going to be seeing my family later today anyway, so it would kind of not, well, you know what, forget it. I'm going to still call my mom and dad and tell them I love them. I got to talk about the game last night anyway. Like, favorite, chat, the subscribe button, follow me, especially on English and YouTube. I have a very long this video for all of you guys watching your for name. Hopefully a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to us, we're here to lend you. So better take care and make good choices. And you know what? In honor of my grandfather, let's go Buffalo. See ya.